Guys, let's talk about the order book and of course about the liquidation heat map levels and the funding rate. And in the chart analysis, we have to talk about hourly chart, the day chart and the weekly chart. And if we are seeing a weekly close above the 69,000 US dollar, we see in the weekly chart. And of course, if you like our content, leave a like and a subscription and follow if you like our content. And please have fun with the content.
In the on-chain data news, we don't have that much to talk about today, so we'll just jump in the liquidation heat map, because here we can clearly see after we shaked out our over-leveraged long and short positions more or less 30 hours ago, we have this little area here where there was not that much of liquidity, and now we just slightly grinded to the upside of this area here, and this means now there are more liquidations level above us than below us, which could be a little reason why we'll maybe see another move to the upside. But we need to be a little bit concerned, because if we have a look on the exchange data, we can clearly see that the last move to the upside after we saw this typical weekend consolidation, we saw a little move to the upside in Saturday night, and this little move to the upside was not mostly driven by spot buys as we can see right here. It was mostly driven by leverage long positions. The open interest added nearly 1 billion to nearly 18.8 billion at the moment, and we saw also the funding fees jumping to a pretty concerning level of 0.06, which in my opinion indicates that we saw many traders that maybe wanted to front run this possible buys of the spot ETFs on Monday and opened long positions. But for now, in my opinion, this could mean that we'll maybe see another one of these liquidity shakeouts here we are more and more seeing in the last weeks. So in my opinion, it's not that unlikely that we'll maybe see a little rise to the upside, maybe grab a little bit of the liquidity on our upside, and then maybe see a fast move to the downside to maybe shake out a little bit of this just built up open interest we saw on Saturday. But again, as we know, the spot ETFs at the moment have a massive influence on the Bitcoin price. So if these spot ETFs just start to buy on Monday, the chances are pretty big that we'll just see another rise to the upside. So at the moment, I'm a little bit careful with high leverage positions on either side, because the chances of a liquidity grab to the up and to the downside are, in my opinion, a little bit increased. But I think that's all the on-chain data today, and I will give on to the chart.
It's Sunday and the Bitcoin weekly candle close is right around the corner. That's why we are starting the chart analysis on the weekly time frame. What we are seeing currently is plus 10% and more on the weekly candle. For me, a really strong bullish sign. Let's talk about all the key facts we want to see that we could maybe see another pump in the next week. So first of all, the weekly candle should close above the 69,000 US dollars, and in a perfect case, we would like to see a weekly candle close with a new all-time high above 70,000 US dollars. But that could happen, we don't want to see a smaller sell-off today from the bears. What is really important for me currently, if we take a closer look at the RSI, we are currently seeing values around of 88. That's not a all-time high on the RSI, but we're seeing a new season high, which means the RSI is really strong. Currently, if we talk about all-time highs, it's totally normal in bull markets that we could see a new all-time high of around maybe 94. In previously bull markets, we have seen values up to 99, but we need to say, if we maybe see another pump in the next week and again in the next week and again, we could reach these values of around 94, 95 really fast, and with this we will reach the RSI Bitcoin bull market tops really fast, which would maybe for me show us that we could see another smaller correction on the weekly time frame. We have seen in this week a smaller correction on the daily time frame. It cooled down our RSI, which was really healthy for the Bitcoin price, but not on the weekly time frame. Also, what is really important, you already saw it. If we take a closer look at our latest corrections we have seen on the Bitcoin price, which have been bigger than 10%, so means minus 10% correction. In this latest run up, we haven't seen a bigger correction since over 28 weeks. In our previously bull markets, this is the biggest time or the longest time we haven't seen such a big correction. It correlates with the Bitcoin spot ETFs because we have a lot of buying pressure. Alone in this week, we have seen inflows of around 2.2 billion US dollar, which is pumping up the Bitcoin course. But if we take a closer look and put it in a nutshell, normally Bitcoin will see a bigger correction in the next few weeks because minus 10% corrections on the Bitcoin time frame are really usual, and normally it happens after around 19 to 15 weeks. If we take a close here, bull market 2021, 17 candles. Before we have seen a minus 12% correction, after we have seen a near to 10% correction. If we take a closer look at the run-up mid-cycle rally 2019, we have seen a bigger correction before, minus 13%. We have a bigger correction after our run-up, minus 12%. And that's something you see in every bull market and every mid-cycle rally. Bitcoin usually forms around up to maximum 20 weekly candles, and then we have a bigger correction. Why we don't see this correction currently? Yeah, we have the buying pressure from the spot ETFs, but not this alone. We have a lot of bullish momentum, but it is a possible sign for a correction we could see in the next few weeks, also in correlation and in connection with this high weekly RSI. Let's take a closer look on the daily time frame, what we are seeing here right now. If we will see a day candle close in green, we have again a higher high on the daily time frame. Really strong sign. We want to see the day candle close above the 70,000 US dollars will also be a really strong sign for me. That's when we just see it here, the cool down I talked about on the daily time frame, which was really healthy for the Bitcoin price. But the big question, what will happen in the next few hours, is answered on the smaller time frame. I talked about this uptrend in this week very often. We had this green uprising support line. We saw a massive bounce after we closed a 1 hourly candle above this support line. This is our current all-time high at around $70,050. We saw a bigger correction, which is a strong sign for sell orders on the bigger crypto exchanges. For me, this sell-off was around 6% in only 2 hours. But what we need to keep an eye on is this uprising red resistance. If we will see a 1 hourly close above this resistance, I think we could reach a new all-time high today. This is the price level I'm watching right now, means around 69,900 up to $20. If we could do maybe this 1 hourly close above, then it's a sign for a new all-time high. Maybe we see a smaller rejection from this price level. Then it could be that we see maybe a smaller downwards movement to the uprising support line, but we need to wait what we could see maybe in the next few hours. That's all for today's video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. We see us tomorrow in the next video. Bye.